You ever have a situation where you have more than one remote sitting around and then you sit down in your couch or in your chair and then realize the remote that you have in your hand is not the remote that you need to power on the TV or power on your Apple TV or power on Roku, whatever it is. It's across the room. That's super annoying. So this is the first look of the SofaBaton U3 Universal Remote. Between May 18th and May 28th in 2026, they have an exclusive offer for $99 for the remote. After that, the price will go up to $129. So you're going to save $30 there if you buy it now. The first 50 people that use my link in the description will also receive a free charging dock. You don't need a charging dock for this, but that would be nice to have so that way you have somewhere to put it and you don't have to just plug it in. That dock is worth $30. So what does a universal remote solve? You may be thinking $99 is a bit pricey when it comes to a universal remote. If you remember anything about the Logitech Harmony remotes back in the day, then you'll understand how nice it is to have something like this. Nothing is more frustrating than having multiple remotes juggling between TV, cable box, streaming devices, whatever it is. With the SofaBaton U3, you'll be able to connect and control all of them. The SofaBaton U3 supports infrared, Bluetooth, and radio frequency devices. It has Google Voice built right into the remote for voice control. If you have an Android or a Google TV, it'll allow you to use the air mouse functions. The nice thing about this remote is there is no hub required. So there are two things that make this remote almost a must-have. The first one is setting up all your devices so they work with one remote. If you've ever had to set up a universal remote in the past, you get a sheet of 3 or 4-digit codes. You have to do a series of pushing a bunch of different buttons to program a specific button, and then you have to figure out which code works for your specific device. So if it's a if it's a Panasonic TV or a Samsung TV, you get like a sheet of codes, and hopefully the top few or the top one works. Not always the case. Either way, it can be very frustrating. With the SofaBaton U3, you're able to do this with your iPhone app, and it'll automatically update and download all the codes that you need. You basically tell it what device it is, the make and model, and then it'll automatically go download the codes that it needs that will work right off the bat. The second thing is setting up macros. Macros are super important because it allows you to set up, I guess you would call it macro scenes. They're kind of what I call scenes. So for example, you can set up a watch TV mode. And with this mode, you can say watch TV, and then automatically you program it to do whatever it needs to. So you program it to turn the TV on, soundbar on, and then you program it to automatically go to the correct input for your cable box. And then you can also have the remote take over control of volume on the soundbar and then channel up and down and all that through the cable box. And you can also set up like a watch movie mode, which I really like this one because what I do is in my my master bedroom for watching a movie or watching a TV show, we want the lights to be off, and we also want the fan on when we're laying in bed. So what I automatically do is get the TV turned on, get everything else set up to where they need to do, what modes they need to be in. It turns the light off in my room, and then also turns on my fan so that everything is ready to go, set and ready to go. All with one button. Click watch movie or watch TV. You can set up different scenes just like that, or listen to music, set up a mood, set up your lights to a certain color. You can do whatever you want to do on that. Let your mind go crazy. So as we look at the remote, there are several things to take note here. It is a long candy bar style remote. It looks like it's too long. It almost looks like it's too long and it's gonna be awkward in the hands. But in all reality, it actually works really well in my hands. If I need to get something on the top, it slides down my hand pretty nice. Or if I need to get something on the bottom, I can go to the bottom of the remote. It doesn't have a curved style in the back, and I thought that might be a little problem holding it, making it easier to hold. But in all reality, it just fits really well in my hand and is easy and nice and comfortable. The buttons on it light up, which makes it really easy at night in the dark, because that's the most tough thing to do is when you're trying to figure out what button is what. They do have this rubbery feeling to it, so it makes it, it's not super rubbery, but it's a little bit different than a plastic feeling. So it makes it nice and easy to find out what buttons are what, and then also know which button you're clicking. And it just makes it makes the overall experience really well. So there is, at the very top, there is a 2.4-inch LCD screen. It is a color screen. There aren't very many colors to it, but this allows you to set up settings in the actual remote, like the lift to wake, idle on the Bluetooth, the language, screen timeout, brightness. You can restart the remote, whatever you want to do that. But then you also have this nice little scroll wheel that it's a very responsive. It clicks through, and then also you can click on it so that way you can click on whatever device or item that you want. But it's super nice and easy to scroll through all the menus and what you need to do. The cool thing about the remote is it is a lift to wake, so you can set that up. So that way, when you pick up the remote, it automatically turns on the lights for the buttons and then also the light for the LCD display. So that way you're not clicking a button to try to get everything on and then accidentally click the wrong button. Maybe you click on the power button or whatever. You just lift it up and it wakes up ready to go. It is charged through a USB, but you can also use a hub to charge it. So that's extra, $30 extra for a hub. You don't necessarily need it, but it's nice. You can just somewhere to set it where you want to charge it. That way when you're not in use, when you leave the house, when you're done with the TV, you can set it in that hub and let it charge every time. Or you can just plug it into USB-C whenever you need to let it charge when it gets low on battery. So here are my final thoughts. If you're looking to condense your collection of remotes and you're not always hunting them down and replacing batteries, then this remote might be for you. They do have other remotes, but they're more expensive, but they also have more capabilities. This is a more, I don't want to say basic, but it's more of their basic remote, but it has a lot of functionality to it. Nothing is worse than when you're finally ready to sit down and relax and try to catch up on a TV show or a movie, only to realize that the remote is dead, or the remote that you need is on the other side of the room, or you can't find the remote. That sucks. Now, you only have to worry about one remote if you buy this one. Now, the price is $99. It does seem a bit steep, but when it comes to universal remotes of this caliber, it's a great price. The ease of setting up devices and macros on your phone makes it a breeze. If you found this video helpful, please leave me a like and feel free to ask any questions down in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for more tech reviews, home automation, home and automotive how-to videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.